So today another anime-backwhen trilogy comes to a close with Rumiko Takahashi's One Pound Gospel, a 1-hour OVA from 1988 based on a 1987 4-volume manga. You know, this isn't the most enticing thing in the world. Actually, it's pretty mid, and if you ask me, it's the weakest link of the 3 boxing anime I covered this week. But there's something about something written and designed by Rumiko that really commands your appeal no matter what you do. And though it's a less enjoyable but somewhat comparable entry to yesterday's video Heavy, not plot-wise, but we'll get to that, I still found some value in it because of its uniqueness. But I'll tell you from now, I wasn't impressed. Basically, this is a story of religion, greed, a possible eating disorder, desperation, romance, and a few other elements coming together under the veil of a boxing anime, where Kosaku Hatanaka pretty much is never satisfied with his abilities and accolades as a boxer, and desperately craves to move up and up in weight class and ultimately ranks. Despite constant resistance from pretty much everyone around him, Kosaku is hell-bent on moving weight classes higher and higher up, and it's quite obvious he's due to hit a load real soon. He may even find himself thrown out of boxing altogether. This is where our nun love interest that strikes a close resemblance to one of the main nun from Saint Tail, steps onto the scene to help use her faith in God to rid this dude of the sin of gluttony. Her name is Sister Angela, and this connection between the two starts to compromise her journey to become an officially accredited nun. I guess it's a good idea and all of that, but truth be told, I found this story to feel very uninspirational and sloppily delivered. I never really could understand why it matters to Sister Angela how greedy this guy is about his weight class, as it's not something that is necessarily hurting anyone in the process of success the way that love of money or some other worldly gain can make people evil. I also don't resonate with this kid's obsession with his weight and keeping it up or down to maintain a certain weight class either. I don't care. Honestly, just get to the point. I understand these things are an excuse to tell a love story or to tell some kind of moralistic tale here, but this shows me that Rumiko might have just been throwing ideas out of her ass around the same time that she was really putting her best ideas into Urusei Yatsura, Meisane Koku, and at the time the new coming Ranma 1/2. Compared to her other romantic offerings before, during, and after this one, it's a shame she even allowed this to hit the public in general. This watch, and I imagine read, sometimes seems like an archived idea that somehow got dug up and greenlit just for the hell of it. It supposedly relates to Takahashi's pre-long-running manga works that are called slapsticks. They call it slapsticks as opposed to the dramatic stuff we know her for now. But honestly, it's no acceptable excuse in my mind. Now, the thing that saves this anime is definitely the sports element with the boxing, of course. Even though there isn't as much boxing to be shown here in terms of thoroughly choreographed matches. Well, there is one at the end, but when the little practicing and sparring does come, you find it to be rather enjoyable and displays the best of the art and animation in the anime. Speaking of animation though, I think this is the first anime I ever even noticed this one thing that many other reviewers have called other shows out on before, cause I normally don't care, but One Pound Gospel is actually guilty of reusing animation at times. It's something I finally noticed and it got under my skin for some reason, because this is only a 50-minute OVA with what seems to have had a decent enough budget backing it to avoid this issue. So why? Anyways, this is a pretty cool kid with an even cooler KO, but just can't seem to control his hunger, which costs him in the end. Almost, cause you know, it does work out for him. The OVA does try to give its viewers the moral lesson on learning and growing from one's mistakes, especially the mistakes you seem to keep on making. And this part of it does start to hit you when you feel what Sister Angela is trying to do towards the end. And it does have a tendency to hit you with some great visuals at times, within the standards of the late 80s, of course. Another thing I read from people who watched this, they said that a lot of the boxing terminology, and there is terminology in here, is accurate to real boxing. And I've been boxing for a while myself, and some of it is true, but it goes into more professional boxing stuff, which of course I haven't gotten to that level yet. In the ring stuff as well. In 2008, One Pound Gospel saw a 9-episode TV drama. There's not much to it than that, but you know, it does exist. This being a Takahashi work, man, I would have loved to have fanboyed it regardless of it just being regular, but we don't do that over here. This is the epitome of maybe you like boxing anime because of Ippo or Ashita no Joe, so that may draw you in. But in my opinion, you're better off with the other two I recommended before. Like the video, comment down below what y'all want to see next. I'm out. Thanks for watching animebackwhen. And by the way, if any of you guys are wondering, yeah, I am pretty sick. Peace.